Hello everybody, welcome to the room of my daughter. My name is Koen Sevenants. I'm currently employed at the Global Child Protection area of responsibility, and there I am the specialist for mental health and psychosocial support. In this short video I want to explain what I think should happen. There are of course a number of things that are obvious that should happen. We should decrease anxiety of children, we should help them cope with quarantine, we should help them in grieving, in mourning when a loved one died, and there cannot be rituals or ceremonies to have a closure. These things are all straightforward, but what I would like to pay special attention to are some aspects which are not so much heard actually, and they will come more and more to the forefront. A first thing that I would like to highlight actually are the specific mental health problems that will arise from the measures that come out of the lockdown, of the quarantine everywhere in the world. This is of course the anxiety, this can be loneliness as well. This can also be stress from being in an overcrowded room with many people together. But the spill-off problems are things like, okay, food security comes in danger. That will bring stress as well. The logistical flow for the supply of medicines will come in danger. And we see it already very strong now in Southeast Asia and in Southern Africa, where, for example, adolescents who are HIV positive, they need their monthly medication. The medication is supplied on a monthly basis. And this logistical chain is broken now. And where they can get it, actually it is now often sold as well, because there was a rumor a while ago that this medication would also be helpful to fight against COVID-19. So they sell the medication to buy food. Other spin-off problems are we can foresee that there will be an increase in criminality. To all these things, basically, I think we should start preparing children and adolescents on the level of mental health and psychosocial support. So basically, message one is think ahead. What will be the spill-off problems of the lockdown, of the quarantine? Another problem that I would like to highlight here is the problems that children have who are in alternative care. Both in alternative care and in boarding schools in Africa, South America, Eastern Europe, Southeast Asia as well. Many of these places, we can witness that now, are closing down as well. And what is happening is that they send the children home. Now, the problem, of course, in the first place is that they are in alternative care or in boarding school because often they don't have a home, or they do have a home, but they are not safe there. So we will have to step up our child protection measures as well. These children will be locked out of their normal living environment in which they created their own normality, and suddenly they end up to a place where they're not necessarily welcome, or where the people where they go to do not have the means to take care of them. And this will create also substantial problems. And we don't have an exact number of these children, but we know that there are huge. In Ukraine, we're talking about 40,000 children, and the number of children in boarding schools in the African region is really very big. So that's something that we really have to start paying much more attention to as well. Then a final point that I would like to point out is basically the fact that many children in the world are not in the first place brought up by their parents. Instead, they depend very much for their care and for their emotional support as well by their grandparents. Now, as we all know, grandparents are now the most vulnerable group in this COVID-19 crisis. They're unfortunately also the first ones who will pass away. So we can project that in the future, actually, there will be a huge amount of children who do not have this primary caregivers, grandparents anymore. We need to anticipate this well. We need to put child protection measures in place, and we also need to address the mental health and psychosocial consequences of their losses and their grief. Thank you very much for listening. Have a wonderful day.